All right, so here we have EarthPlat. Give you some training on this. It looks similar and is designed on the Google Earth platform, and so you can kind of match these up. It gives you a little bit better functionality in terms of finding out who owns multiple properties and getting a little more information on them. One thing that EarthPlat does not have is the county outlines just by zooming in. It does have searchability by county, but just no outlines. So a lot of times what I do is I just match up Google Earth and EarthPlat just to make sure I'm looking at the right thing. So for the example today, we're going to look at Jackson County, which is where I'll have you start. Mariana is in Jackson County. As you can see, it borders the state of Georgia, and you'll notice some other counties here that you're familiar with. Miller and Decatur and all those are all kind of right here, and then Jackson County is here. So going back to EarthPlat, for now we're just going to zoom in on something and see what we get. So let's start right up here on the corner. What do we see? Crop circles. We like crop circles, right? That's what we want to deal in. So you zoom in, and instead of having search, all you have to do once you get kind of close in like this is click on Show Parcels. That will bring up these little dots, which will give you, the outline of where the parcels are. And then once that happens, you can scroll out a little bit and see lots of other properties. So let's click on this one here. We see that that's owned by Norma Hasty, and then the neighboring property is owned by a Diana Hasty. And then let's look down at some of the rest of these. You can just click around. There's another Norma Hasty, etc. Now, instead of doing all this, you can do all that all day long. But what you can also do is come over here to the left side and click Get Other Properties Owned. Let me get on Norma Hasty first, and then click Get Other Properties Owned, and watch what this does. So that is going to, it's a little bit hard to see, and I wish I had a better way. You can, I think, drag. Well, that's kind of annoying. I thought you could pull that down, but anyway, you can still zoom out here, and you can see all the properties owned by Miss Hasty right there. Now, what it'll do is you'll notice on the owner's name, it's not just Norma Hasty. There's some other names here. Here's Jimmy Hasty and Slingerland, and there's some other Slingerland names. What this is doing, it's not only matching by name, it's also matching by the mailing address of the property. All right, so if we scroll over here a little bit, you can see that the mailing address for every one of these properties is the same, 6600 Highway 2, whatever it is. You can pull that out. But that's how it's matching it up. So then, if you want to pull all of that out into a KML file, all you do is click this top select button. It says, do you want to select all of them? Yeah, I sure do. And then you'll notice here under selected parcels that I've got 19 of them. Go to selected parcels and click on run the KML for the selected. And it'll drop your file right there. And you can show it or save it or do whatever we've been doing. Save it into ProsWorks and all that. So that's kind of a basic on how to look at EarthPlat and how to pull all the rest of the properties they own. Once you do that, you can just go and find the phone number via the reverse address. You've got a couple other names here, as we saw. We've got Norma Hasty. We've got what was that name? There was a Slingerland or something like that. If you want to get rid of all this, you can just clear the map, and it'll get rid of that. Zoom back in and just go to Show Parcels again, so you can click through them individually to see who owns what. Well, let's do it here. Well, no, they're not popping up. Okay, so here's the thing about EarthPlat is it can be a little finicky. Note you have to keep clicking, keep searching around, maybe clear the map again, and click to show the parcels here. It seems to be not showing the parcels that are selected. So maybe if I unselect everything, which is a little cumbersome because you have to just X out every one of them to get them off of the selected parcels. Let's see if that does it. Still not. All right, I'm going to try to refresh the page. There it is. Okay. I don't know what happened there, but anyway, that's just some of the shortcomings of EarthPlat. So there you go. Norma Hasty, Diana Christine, and Amy Hasty, and you know the drill on this. Something else you can do, if the owner is an entity name, I think I've shown you how to go to the Division of Corporations for Florida. I'm just clicking around trying to find one here. So there's Olive Brothers Farm Incorporated. Once you have selected that, you can actually click on this search for SunBiz entity. SunBiz is the Florida Division of Corporations, which will show you ownership and management information for LLCs and corporations. So if you click that, it'll pop you up a new window and just give you the corporation name here. Make sure it's active because that'll be the latest one or the one that they're actually using. Click on that guy, and there it is. Now let's see real quick. This address here is 5418 Olive Road in Bascom. And you'll notice that these address, well, there it is right there, Johnny Olive on Olive Road in Bascom, but there's another address for Johnny Olive here, which is Nottoway Boulevard in Dothan. And you can use some of that information to kind of match up phone numbers and all that sort of thing. But when it comes to looking at corporations like this, we want to stick with the address that's the mailing address for the property itself, because that's where their tax records get mailed. So I know they're getting mail there. In this case, 5418 is the registered agent name for Johnny Olive. When it comes to getting the phone number, use whatever of these addresses you need to try to get a match for the phone numbers and send that along. Okay, let me see what else. Just as a note, because I may have you do this in the future, you can also click on View Tax Collector's website. That will bring up the property tax information. And each county is a little bit different, but generally speaking, you can go and find the property number. The numbers on the far right side here are the year. So in this case, you've got property 1265000, and this is not that one. So this is property 1200000. So coming back here, 1, 2, and that one is actually not coming up. I wonder why. I'd have to look into that more, but if you click on the tax, on the link, it will take you to, it shows here 117.23 acres, and that's not it, unless they're paying on, something else. Well, there it is, 117 acres. So it just took me to the wrong property. Let's see if this one takes me to the right property for the other one. 12660. Anyway, a lot of different properties and the tax bill. So that's just a heads up on that. All right, so pretty standard there for how to use this. You can also, if I want you to search by a particular county for a name, let's say we wanted to search for this North American Farms Incorporated. You can actually come in here and search by selecting Jackson County, right there. Come back to owner property information and plop the name in there, make sure it's exactly how you want to search it, and run that. And then that will give you ownership information for whatever farm's owned. It's the same thing as clicking on one of them and then selecting Get Other Properties Owned. But if you're looking for a property based on a specific owner name, you can do it that way. Other search features involve sort of necking down the acreage. So if you if you wanted to search for properties with more than 200 acres, you could just select it that way. In a particular county, you'd want to take the name out, obviously, unless you're looking for just that name. And then over here on use codes, we'll always be looking for agricultural. So you can select that. It'll search all these. We'll use that later. For now, I just want you to do it the way we've always done it, which is where you're just looking at it. And I also want to remind you that from here on out, we're only looking for property owners whose total acreage exceeds 200 acres. Now, if you see something like this, It's a really nice crop circle, and it's 178 acres. Well, that's close enough. I just want to avoid getting something like this, which not only is not, a nice farm property, but it's also only 72 acres. That's not something I'm interested in. I just want to focus on, the larger, more farm type target properties. All right. So that's a basic training on EarthPlat. If you got any questions, let me know.